right, we live. We did it. Here we are.
We live, baby.
Another day.
Yes, sir.
Sunday, 10/22/2023. Tyler's Talking Sports Live, Episode 5. If you haven't listened to the first 4 episodes, you can find those on all your major podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music, to name a few. This is going to be an exciting episode. This is Episode 5. Title of this one is Are You Satisfied? Be sure to, like I said, go back and listen to the other episodes to kind of get the gist of why it's entitled that. We're excited about it.
Primarily episode 3 for that.
Episode 3 is where that started at. But be sure to, episode 1's a good one. All of them are really good. So be sure to give them a listen if you're a first-time listener. If not, if you want to start here at episode 5, we're happy with that. But before we get into it too deep, we're going to pass it over here to Castle here. This is Tyler Castle. I'm Tyler Hess. This is Tyler Castle. We're Tyler's Talking Sports, and he's going to shout out a couple sponsors for us.
Yeah, Tyler's Talking Sports, like Mr. Hess said. Just want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, Next Level Fitness Club in Lebanon, Virginia, 24266. 24/7 gym facility, 24/7 tanning, certified personal trainers. You asked for it, they got it. Reach out to those guys out there in Lebanon and give them support for their for small business. I do know the owners firsthand. They would really appreciate that.
Awesome. Also, I'd like to throw one more thing out there. I don't know if y'all noticed, if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, me and Castle both got our shirts on tonight. Got our logo on them. This is our first T-shirt. I thank Izzy for making these. Docile Wolf on Twitch.
Wolf on Twitch.
She made Docile Wolf 33. If you're into video games, anything like that, be sure to give her a follow. She made these. She does a lot of things. She has Izzy's Creations on Instagram. She makes tumblers, T-shirts, keychains, you name it. She makes it. Give her a like, follow, find her on Instagram. She'll make you some stuff. She's really good, and we love her to death. Thank you, girl. All right, man.
Thank you, Doss.
Let's start it off with some college football. Week 8. We talked about it. We talked about it on episode 4 on Thursday, and this week did not disappoint. Came out to be a really good week. So if you want to start it off, Ohio State, Penn State.
Yeah. I mean, I think both of us selected Ohio State last week or last episode Thursday night.
Yep.
And, we was both right on that. The projected model for this game was 27-22. The final ended up being 20-12. If he's like me, it was an absolute bore fest.
It was defensive game.
Yeah, very, very much so. Very tough defenses on both sides of the ball. The offense was just really stagnant. Drew Allar was 18 for 42. Only 191 passing yards and 1 TD. And then you look at the other side, Kyle McCord. He did have a little bit better passing day thanks to not only Harrison Jr., but, the rest of the offense as well. But let's be honest, it's Harrison Jr. So Harrison Jr. had 11 receptions, 162 yards, and 1 TD. And I think most of those yards came in the second half.
It did. He was getting shut down in that first half. That DB for Penn State became a first-round draft pick because of that game.
Yeah. Harrison's no joke. You could just tell in that game. I mean, he kind of took over with McCord. McCord had a great game. Like I said, 22 for 35, 286 passing yards, 1 touchdown. What more can you ask? Get to 300 maybe, but but I mean, that's a solid game. Big environment. Ohio State usually does show out for those big games and big environments. So that game was home too. College game day, everybody was there. And it lived up
environment
to the hype. Yeah, 20-12. It was a close game all the way through. Really, really low scoring. Surprisingly, I was happy to see Ohio State win this one only because we picked them. That's primarily the only reason.
I was pulling for Penn State. I mean, I know I picked Ohio State, but I mean, this is where I thought the game would go. I mean, it ended kind of the way I thought, and I don't know. I was really hoping, James Franklin would be able to put it together and be able to come out of the horseshoe with a win there. But I mean, defensively, I think these are your two best defensive, or top 3 defenses in the country. I'm going to throw Georgia's defense in on that one, maybe a couple other ones in there with them. But
Michigan.
I think these two are definitely Michigan maybe if they ain't stealing signs. I really just think I think James Franklin was right. I don't think these are the top 2 teams in the country. Offensively, both are pretty stagnant. I mean, I know the numbers are there with McCord and Harrison Jr., but honestly, this game was not an offensive game. Ohio State made the plays when they needed to. Harrison got open, made the catches he needed to make. really bailed them out. But defensively, these two are really, really good defensively. And, I mean, I could see this being Penn State's only loss. They do have Michigan left. Both of them have Michigan left, so it's another common opponent. I know we kind of brought up the question when you were talking, is this like James Franklin? Is he in the hot seat? Is his games numbered? He is 1-9 against Ohio State. He has never won. I think I don't think he's won a game when he's been the underdog. Like I think he's 0-9 as an underdog. He's starting to turn into that whole. Go ahead.
But the last time they beat Ohio State was 2016. So, I put this down in our notes, and I don't care to tell our viewers this, but Ohio State is their daddy.
I mean, that's
it's just plain and simple. You look at Penn State. I'm a huge Vols fan, so we know what happened this weekend. We'll get into that. So I know the feeling of someone being your daddy. So, Penn State fans, I'm sorry. Nittany Lions, got a great season. Like Hess said, it could still be your only one loss, and you beat Michigan. Let's say Ohio State loses to Michigan.
I mean, Ohio State's offense is to the point where, okay, yeah, their defense is super good. Their offense can put up the numbers, but it's really not that good. All it's going to take is a team to come in and have a good defense and a very good offense that's able to score and make a big play. Ohio State could be on upset alert the rest of the year.
Possibly. I think the biggest game left, though, is Michigan, right, for both programs?
Yeah, I think Michigan's the biggest one left for both of them. I don't know. I'm not sold on either one of these teams. I'm not sold on Ohio State. I know I did say they was my national championship favorite, but if they can't do any better on offense, I don't know. I don't see it. But, I mean, Ohio State won.
Yeah, I still have them as a national title contender, definitely, because
I think they're a playoff team.
Third, right? Third, and they just beat the 6th-ranked team, 7th-ranked team, Penn State. Pretty much on, pretty much controlled that game with the tempo and everything too.
Definitely.
I know you said offense is stagnant, but when you have good defenses, it's not going to be a high scoring game. And we both said it was going to be low scoring. So I didn't expect it to be that low scoring.
Defenses are good. I mean, I will say this: they did make me eat my words. I said that Penn State hadn't played nobody, and maybe their numbers were inflated or whatever because of that. But their defense showed out. And that's very, very good defense. That's a top-tier defense. It's just the offense that's terrible. And while we were talking, updated AP poll just came out this evening. Georgia remained number one. They were idle this week. They played the team in Gainesville this week. And then got Michigan at 2. They still signs. And you got a very stagnant offense in number 3 at Ohio State. Probably the biggest win, the most convincing win of the weekend was Florida State over Duke. Even though Duke lost Riley Leonard in that game, which we're going to talk about that game. That was a very good game. Washington creeping in at number 5. Oklahoma moved up to 6, or they stayed at 6. Actually, they moved up ahead of Penn State. They almost lost to UCF, Dylan Gabriel's former team. Texas struggled with Houston, almost lost that game. Oregon struggled with Washington State. I think that game was a one-score game final, which was crazy. At one point, they were down 14-0. Alabama won. They've cracked back up in the top 10. Penn State dropped to 10th. Oregon State to 11th. Ole Miss up to 12th. Biggest things that changed look like Tennessee dropped 4 spots down to 21. North Carolina dropped 7 spots to 17th. Biggest mover this week was James Madison actually ranked. They got them ranked. NCAA's actually going to rank them. I don't know if many people know about that, but in JMU, this is a side note, they're transitioning to Division I FBS, but the NCAA has this stupid rule of 2-year transition rule. So they have 2 years to fully transition. So technically, this is their second year and nothing counts. So even though they're ranked 25th in the country and 7-0, they have one player, defensive end, who's leading the country in sacks. His stats mean nothing. They don't have no meaning whatsoever. They won't go down no record books, nothing like that. And they can't make a bowl. They can't even win their conference championship. So technically, they're going to win the American, but they're not going to be in the conference championship. You're going to have a 3 or 4 loss team in the championship for the American. So that's just pathetic.
And why is that? Do you know?
It's the NCAA rule. Once you transition from Division I FCS, you have to take 2 years of transitional period is what they call it before you officially become Division I FBS. So next year, they're officially in the Division I FBS.
That's terrible.
This year's considered a transition year, so nothing counts. None of their stats, nothing they're doing. If I was them, I mean, I know they can't. I'd be like, all right, I need all my players to have one more year of eligibility because this year technically didn't count. I know that wouldn't happen, but it's what I would say. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. I just want to go over the AP poll and slide out that note there. But yeah, back to this Ohio State-Penn State game. Defenses are great. Offenses are terrible. They both got Michigan left. If Michigan hasn't got all their signs, I don't know if Michigan can beat them because I'm not really satisfied with that offense either. But we'll see. But that's my take on that one.
Michigan put up, 42 this weekend? 42, 49?
They played Michigan State, right?
Yeah. So we'll see, man. I don't know. That's going to be – I always love those games. So
that's going to be an interesting game
in the next couple weeks.
Definitely Absolutely. Will. Looks like we're going to jump to a game again. We talked about this on Thursday. The game that nobody's really talked about was – and I ended up being right about this one.
First time.
I'm going to take them when I can get them, man. Let me take them when I can get them. Got WVU, West Virginia Mountaineers versus Oklahoma State. This game probably was the exact opposite of what we've seen in the Penn State-Ohio State game.
No defense. Yep.
Plenty of offense. Oklahoma State ended up winning. I know I think we both picked West Virginia in this game. Oklahoma State ended up winning 48-34. Oklahoma State – fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter. I mean, Oklahoma State put up 28 points in the fourth quarter. Entering the fourth, they trailed the Mountaineers 24-20. All I gotta say is Ollie Gordon, 29 carries, 282 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Dude,
he's only a sophomore. Mm-hmm. They was talking to Gundy after the game, and he was like, we want to try to keep him humble. Just talking, how do we humble him down from that? And he was like, I'm going to stay humble. Just love to see it from a sophomore.
Speaking of, I'll talk about that later. Go ahead, keep going.
He had 140 yards in the fourth quarter, 9.7 yards per carry. That West Virginia defense was just gassed, and you could just tell. Another fun fact on this one: he was the most yards by a running back since 2019.
Yes,
for Oklahoma State University.
That would have been Chuba Hubbard, wouldn't it?
Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba Hubbard. Yep.
Who tallied 296 against Kansas State.
I mean, you got to think, the running backs that have been at Oklahoma State, like everybody thinks of Oklahoma State, and I think it's crazy. We think Oklahoma State, Mike Gundy's offense, the pass, that air raid that goes on. Dude, they put out some running backs. Chuba Hubbard, this Ollie Gordon guy, Barry Sanders. I mean, they put out some really good running backs throughout the years, and I guess they've got him another one, this Ollie Gordon guy.
Yeah. I don't know if you watched his highlights or anything, but
he's good. He's shifty.
He's very good.
He's shifty. Real fast.
OK State could be dangerous next couple of years.
Yeah.
A lot of people sleeping on them right now. Are they top 25 now?
No, they're not. I didn't see them ranked in an AP poll yet.
Gotcha. So they're 3-1 in the Big 12, which is tied with Texas and Iowa State for second.
And they still got to play Texas, correct?
Yeah, they still got to play Texas. I think so. Yeah, you're right.
Let me see if I can find when that game is.
Yeah, only team left undefeated in the Big 12 now is Oklahoma. But OK State has a chance to make the Big 12. I mean,
they really do.
It's a very good possibility.
And I think
that's going to be a tough little matchup.
Have they played Oklahoma
Texas,
yet?
Ohio State? I don't think so.
Ooh, let's check this schedule out. They have Cincinnati next week, which they should win, so that'll put them at 6-2. Then they have the Bedlam. They have Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State in Oklahoma State. That is November 4th. And then they don't play Texas.
They don't play Texas.
Or they already have an – nope. They lost their only losses to Iowa State, so Iowa State has that tiebreaker. So they need Iowa State to lose.
Gotcha.
So –
who's Iowa State? Well, let's look at their schedule while we have it.
Okay, let me check it out. Iowa State, Iowa State beat them 34-27, and then Iowa State has Baylor, Kansas, BYU. They play Texas in Iowa State on November 18th, and then they finish with Kansas State on the road.
That's a tough matchup for Iowa State.
Iowa State can run the table.
They could.
Big 12's kind of wide open outside of Oklahoma until Oklahoma loses.
Yeah, Oklahoma's going to lose. It's going to happen.
I mean, they struggled this week.
Yeah, it's going to happen. If you want them to lose, you want them to lose right now. So,
yeah, I mean,
if I'm an Oklahoma fan.
Yeah, back to this game though. I mean, I think this was two teams though that came in with a lot to prove and a lot to try to hang their season on. And Oklahoma State came in and pulled it out in the fourth quarter. 28 points in the fourth quarter. Entered the fourth quarter, trailed 24-20, and then just said, "Hey, we got y'all. We're going to outscore you 28-10. So
yeah, and I hate it for West Virginia, man. They last week lost to Hail Mary. This week give up 28 points in the fourth quarter. They was talking to the coach, and after the game, he was like, "This one hurts more."
Yeah.
I say they both. I mean, I'm sure as a West Virginia fan, they both sting because they had both those games. But and that's a crazy thing about college football. I mean, we could be looking at this and West Virginia be what 5-2, 5 what 5? Yeah,
5-5.
I guess right.
5-2.
Yeah. So and now we're looking at the record, and it's just. That's college football, at the best. And you look at the score and you're like, oh my God, Oklahoma State won that one easy.
Yeah.
But then when you go back and look at the facts and the stats, I mean, it's like, oh my God, they were trailing 24-20 starting fourth.
I mean, it's just like West Virginia can't close out the game. That's been a thing for a lot of teams this weekend. A lot of teams couldn't close out the game, and I do hate it for West Virginia, but I do
too.
I think next year there'll be a different season for them. I think they got a lot of talent.
I think so too. They got a really good Green's at quarterback. I think he comes back next year, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So yeah, I think they'll be
West
fine.
Virginia,
They'll probably burn some couches this year, but they'll be all right.
Mama, take me home, country. Sorry, every time, man. Every time we talk about West Virginia,
it's all good. It's all good. We done had this discussion. So
let's go to the game that I actually fell asleep on the couch watching.
Yeah, this one pretty boring.
Utah USC. Utah almost blew it. I didn't see it. I fell asleep on it. I woke up and Caleb
Didn't you pick USC?
I did pick USC.
Who picked Utah?
No, you did.
Okay, thank you. I just
you're welcome.
Wanted to hear that. I wanted to make sure I picked the right team. I couldn't remember.
I was watching this game, and I mean, Utah had it handily. Caleb Williams wasn't doing much. Lincoln Riley was like he didn't have no control of the offense. The rumor broke during the middle of the game. I don't know if y'all seen it on our Facebook or Twitter and Instagram, but a rumor broke out. Guy USC writer came out and said pretty much to summarize what he said is there's rumors speculating, we're going to get into it later, that Lincoln Riley may try to leave USC at the end of the year and follow Caleb Williams to wherever he goes. And I don't know if that's becoming a distraction there or his coaching, but I mean, it didn't look good. I mean, his offense, not to throw any jabs early here, his offense looked about as bad as Tennessee's did in the second half against Bama that entire game.
Already throwing shots.
I mean, I've got a lot to say about that game, but we'll get there.
Gosh.
Caleb Williams, I mean, honestly, 24 for 34 for 256, but he didn't throw a touchdown. His first time in his career.
Did not throw a touchdown. Correct. Two back-to-back games on Caleb Williams. Not been too impressive. I think that's against his biggest struggles.
Two really good defenses, and I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the kid. I still think he's super talented, but maybe not this god at quarterback that a lot of these scouts have been saying. I mean, it's showing he's playing top tier defenses and he's putting some of his worst numbers up. I mean, granted, 10 incompletions, almost 300 yards passing. That's not bad.
Yeah,
but you got to get a touchdown there.
Against Utah, who's the number one defense in the
But you're at home.
12.
I mean, it's not like you played at Utah. Like, I mean, if I would have said Caleb Williams goes in that game and doesn't score a touchdown, it was either on the ground or through the air, I would have been like, what? So
yeah, I'd hate to see the odds in Vegas on that one. Honestly, I would have definitely lost my money. But Bryson Barnes, hats off to him. I mean, we went 14 for 23. For y'all if y'all don't know, Utah's quarterback's who I'm talking about. Yeah. He's actually the backup. So 14 for 23, 235 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Solid day. But Utah almost blew this one. USC put up 15 in the fourth quarter unanswered. And almost made a comeback. So Utah took the foot off the pedal. Typical thing that we see in college football. We can just watch this past weekend and see that happen. So, USC's struggling right now. Sure, they've dropped 2 in a row, but they're still 6-2. After starting 6-0, still 4-1 in conference play. Yeah, right behind Washington, who's 4-0. So they're still in this thing. They're still very well in this thing.
Yeah,
but
in a way,
but. They have Cal, Washington, Oregon, and UCLA remaining on their schedule.
Yeah. No.
I mean, that's a gauntlet. Yeah, they're very hurting. Yeah, I mean, they could lose every single one of those.
Yeah. I mean, that loss there, the Notre Dame loss is one thing. That was a non-conference loss. They were still in the.
It's on the road. Yeah.
But this game, I mean, this puts Utah in the driver's seat outside.
I mean, I know
outside of Washington.
I picked Utah, but honestly, I expected USC to win this game.
I mean, you should. I mean, it's in the college.
I just said Utah's defense, but
But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to say this too. I know a lot of people. We got a lot of traffic on our post about Lincoln Riley. A lot of people, like USC fans, chimed in, and there was a couple there that I know. One in particular that's followed USC his whole life chimed in on it, and the fan base is not there. I mean, they're barely selling out the Coliseum. Before, back in the Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart days, even after that, the John David Booty days, stuff like that. I mean, the Coliseum was packed. Now it's like they can't even get the fans there, and I mean, it's not the same culture that it used to be. And I don't know if it's rubbing off on the UFC. I mean, I know they got stagnant during the whole Lane Kiffin days, and then the coaches after that. What was his name? What was their head coach's name last year? Got fired. Clay Helton. I mean, during those days, they got used to like, all right, we lose 3 games in the year, it's okay. But that's not USC. We think USC football. I mean, in my head, I think USC. I'm like, okay, that's a top team,
top tier program, yeah.
And lately, it's like they're okay with being mediocre. They settle for mediocrity, and that's I don't know. And Lincoln Riley,
I wouldn't say mediocrity. I mean, it's USC still. I mean, this is Southern Cal. I mean, it's
one of the greatest programs in college football history.
Yeah, So there's definitely no mediocrity there. I mean, you got still Caleb Williams, amazing quarterback.
But it's just another. I mean, it's kind of I don't know. It's
got
weird.
Rice's son. I mean, great players on that team. I mean, it's Lincoln Riley. His thing is he always puts together an amazing offense, just no defense. And I think that's been his biggest downfall. He's got to get a defense.
Yeah,
he can figure out how to he gets a defense and he has that offense. Watch out. But until then, I'm not. Lincoln Riley's an offensive genius, and that's about it. I wouldn't put him on the hot seat on this. I mean, I think that's a little bold. I mean, he's still got 4 games left this season. Let's see what happens. But, I mean, I get the frustration. I mean, it is Southern Cal. They should be national contenders every year. I get it. But
I mean, they should be recruiting a crap load of, and the talent should be flooding that place. You got the money. You got the state of California.
I'm sure it is.
I mean, I don't know. So they put it out there. They
I don't know. USC. I don't know.
I want to also apologize to the people listening. I've been fighting a cold.
It's struggling tonight.
Been fighting a cold, so sorry about that, guys.
But you do have a mute button if you need a cough.
I will. I didn't realize I had a mute button.
Yes, you do. For y'all not watching video, Hess is faking coughing right now. So, I probably should have never told him that there was an actual mute button. You're still muted. Karen, come on the mic.
I'm back.
Oh, he's back.
My voice is gone though. Oh boy.
Oh boy, we still got a big segment coming up. Squeeze it together, homie.
We good, man. We good. Gotta love this time of the year.
Gotta love it. You sound like you cried.
I am, man.
I mean, I know you're upset. I know you're upset about USC, but it'll be all right, buddy.
Oh man, USC just
I know you're a big South Carolina fan. So
I lost a lot of money on that game, man. What y'all don't know, this is the last time I'll be recording from his house. I put the house on the line.
I bet you did. Let's move on, man. Let's move on to the other coast. Don't know what this coast is going to be called next year, but we'll see what it is.
The Atlantic Coast.
Miami and Clemson.
Oof.
The Atlantic Coast, yeah.
Hey, Dabo, how you feeling down there?
Yeah, Miami. Yeah, Dabo's probably not feeling too hot right now. I mean, just lost to Miami 28-20. And granted, this game did go to overtime, but Miami didn't even have Van Dyke.
No, it didn't. And
you all right, buddy?
I'm good. All right. But yeah, like, I mean, here's the thing with this game. Miami won 28-20. Stop laughing at it, man. And I can't help it. Dabo had to answer questions at the end of the game about his play calling. Like, he kind of threw the quarterback under the bus at the end of the game. I don't know if y'all watched the game, but Clemson had the ball, on the 2-yard line?
Yeah. They had the ball on 2.
The quarterback went to run it, kind of looked like a read option, and Dabo said no, they were supposed to hand the ball off. But to me, it didn't look like that. You need to quit laughing at me.
Dude, I'm sorry, but every take you're doing right now sounds like you're going to cry.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, he's going to run.
I'm emotional.
Sorry, viewers. He's struggling. He's trying. He's trying with this cold. I'm trying to be a good supportive friend.
You're not being supportive.
And tell him it's all right.
It is.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm your brother, so I can laugh at you.
That's right.
Yeah, but I mean, Clemson was all pass offense on this one. Let's just be honest. Miami was all run offense. Clemson went for 314 yards in the air, only rushed for 31 yards. I mean, Miami's rush defense is legit. Miami went for 151 pass yards, 211 yards rushing, so they're a rush-heavy offense as well. Hurricanes moved to 5-2, should be 6-1 if you nail the ball. So just want to keep that in mind.
Got to nail the football, man. Got to nail the football.
That's going to hurt. I mean, if you think about it, they'd be 6-1 right now. And they're not a bad team. Miami's better than that 5-2 record shows, I think. They've definitely improved. And like I mentioned just a minute ago, Tyler Van Dyke didn't even play this game. He was sidelined at the beginning of the game with a right leg injury. Didn't come into the game, so don't know if he'll be back next week.
That was a huge loss for Miami. Huge loss.
It was. He might be back next week. I'm not sure. Cade Klubnik on the other side of the ball went 18 for 34, 314 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. Not terrible. But Emory Williams, is that Emory Williams? Is that who is the quarterback for Florida? That's not from Florida, right? One guy, Emory something.
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
I can look it up real fast, though.
Yeah, look that up. But Emory Williams went 24 for 33, 151 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Obviously, not a lot of passing yards, like I said, because they rushed for 211. But yeah,
it's not.
Okay, what was his name?
This Emory Williams is a true freshman out of Milton, Florida.
No. It was like Emory Jones.
That's Emory Williams.
I was saying Emory Jones or something like that.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. But okay, yeah, Emory Williams. But anyway, yeah, I mean, not bad to game. I think they leaned on the run just because of the quarterback situation. Like most college teams would do. But yeah, glad to see Miami pull this one out. I mean, they deserved it after not kneeling the football. So, and Dabo's probably what's this put Clemson at now? 5-2,
5-2 or 5-3. Not good.
That's tough.
Not good with the coming in preseason ranked 6th.
Something like they were top 10.
Yeah.
I hate that for Dabo. I mean, he's had some great quarterbacks there. I think Klubnik's good. He let one walk to Oregon State, and we all know who that is, Ukulele. So
that puts Clemson at 4-3 on the year, 2-3 in conference play.
4-3.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely bad. Yeah, I hate that for Clemson. You look back 6-7 years ago. I mean, they were national titles.
But I mean, this right here, while we're on the topic of it, the ACC is kind of wide open outside of Florida State. You got Louisville with 1 conference loss.
Well, now, yes.
North Carolina with 1 conference loss. So they're incredible. Like, who would have said that UVA would have beat them? And then Duke's got 1 conference loss now with that loss to Florida State. And you got Virginia Tech sitting there with 1 loss as well. So ACC's kind of wide open right now.
It is. It truly is. You sent over some shout out to Brian Long for sending that text over to Hess. But he was talking about Virginia Tech could have a chance at the ACC championship, which absolutely blows my mind. We'll see what happens. I mean, the ACC, like his theory and background behind it. I mean, it's possible.
It is.
It's very possible. They just have to run the table, which we all know who that is. I mean, you never get your hopes up that they run the table because they'll let you down. But stranger things have happened. I don't know. The ACC's wild this year. I cannot project. Last week when we was talking, we said, "Oh, UNC, they're going to be national." Or I think on Thursday, we was talking about how they're going to be like they could potentially be a national title team, like a sleeper team, and they lose to Virginia. I mean, who saw that coming? I'd like to see the money line on that one.
I would have never thought UVA would have beat North Carolina. Never. Sorry, Cameron. I know you're a UVA fan, but never would I have thought UVA beat North Carolina.
Well, I'm sure he didn't either.
I don't think he did.
Honestly, I don't think anybody did. So, yeah, crazy to see. But, yeah, man, let's move down to Duke and Florida State. Let's just stay in the ACC.
All right, let's do it. What a game this was right here. I truly hate that Riley Leonard got hurt. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody who loves college football absolutely hated to see that. I think it hurts him the rest of the season because I don't know. He went down on that leg. I don't know how serious it is. I don't know if they'll be back. They'll be out a couple weeks.
It looked like he was fine. I mean, he was worn up on the sideline trying to get back in, but Elko would not let him get back in that game.
He was limping a little bit too, man. He did finish 7 for 16 with 69 passing yards, 1 interception. So stats don't look that great. But he wasn't out there that long either. So, you look at Jordan Travis. Jordan Travis actually surprised me in this game.
His rushing.
Well, not just that. I mean, his passing. He's 27 for 36, 268 pass yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, he looked phenomenal. Honestly, probably one of his best games.
Oh, yeah. He put the team on his back there, for sure.
He really did. Fun fact for you, Duke has never beat Florida State at Florida
And
State.
they still haven't beat Florida State.
And they still have it, yeah. Florida State just they pulled away with it in the fourth. This game was 17-20, I believe.
Yep.
17 being Florida State, 20 being Duke, and then Florida State put up 21 unanswered to take the lead, 38-20 at the end of the fourth.
Yep.
So hate that for Duke. Duke just ran out of gas. After Riley Leonard went down, that offense was just.
Oh yeah, that quarterback was lost. That back.
Their defense is legit.
Their defense is really good. I seen a stat. It was really cool. It was talking about Mike Elko, which he was the former defense coordinator for Texas A&M, and Jimbo Fisher. He took over Duke last year. The year before he took over, Duke's defense was ranked 128th in all of college football. Last year, they were ranked 40th in college football. And this year, they're ranked in the top 10 in college football on defense.
Wow.
Yeah, that defense is legit. Those defensive ends, that defensive line was – they could push him. You line that defensive line up in the SEC, they're moving those linemen in the SEC. I mean –
oh, absolutely.
It was a good defense, good defensive line. Probably one of the best in the country.
Yeah, ACC's no slouch. Duke's no slouch. They had their way with FSU for 3 quarters.
So. We're talking about Riley Leonard. Hopefully I can get this out without losing my voice mid-sentence. But Riley Leonard in high school apparently was – obviously the dude was a stud. He's playing D1 football, but apparently he was good like at everything. Baseball, basketball, everything he did. And everybody was like, oh, Riley Leonard, he's so good. This dude was mature enough to realize he needed to be humbled. So his mother, he asked his parents if they could start texting him that he sucked.
Yeah.
And his mother used to, there was one time they showed that he was in the middle of an interview and his mom texted him and said, you really suck at interviews, you need to do better. I couldn't imagine being that age, be that good at all sports, be a D1 quarterback and be like, you know what, I need to be humbled. That is unheard of. This shows the kind of character and the type of leader he is. I'm a huge Riley Leonard fan. I hope he gets back to 100%.
I think he will. Shout out to his mom too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good mother-son connection there. So love to see that. I like that segment too. That was on a College Game Day a couple weeks back. I think when they were at Duke, I think that segment when it was happening. I can't remember who Duke was playing, but it was a big game too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Is Florida State overrated? That's a question.
I don't think so. I mean, they showed when they put it all together, they're a great team. What gets them, it's one game their defense is incredible and their offense is slow. Or one game the defense can't stop nobody, but the offense is incredible. This game, they finally put it all together. That second half, they showed the reason why they're ranked in the top 5 in the country, 4th in the country.
Yeah, when they beat LSU, they kind of looked like this too. I mean, they kind of put it together. I think they're legit too. I don't have them overrated. I think they're a top 5 program right now. ACC favorite in my opinion right now, especially after UNC dropped an egg. So, we'll see. ACC's strange.
It's kind of wide open.
Yeah, if you look at Florida State, they don't really have anybody left on the schedule.
They got
that
Florida.
Don't mean anything.
They got Florida, don't they?
Do they have Florida?
They should. They play them every year, I think. Let me check.
Oh. Well, they should be favored at every game.
They got Miami. Okay, they got Wake Forest, Pitt. Then they play Miami. Then they play North Alabama, which watch out. And then they finish off at Florida in Gainesville.
Oh, I retract my statement because Florida and Miami could be interesting. But they'll still be should be favored.
Oh yeah, they should be.
So
yeah, definitely.
They have a potential to go undefeated.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
So that's impressive.
Yeah. So
Haven't seen Florida State like this in quite a few years. I guess since Jameis Winston, probably.
Yeah, definitely Jameis Winston years. And it's good to see. I mean, it's good to see.
It is.
I'm glad to see Florida State doing well. Glad to see them doing well since Bobby Bass. Took them a while. Took them a couple coaches. But I think Mike Novel, I think he's a great coach. Took them a minute to find a coach, but they found a good one. And
yeah,
it's good to see.
It took a little bit of time, but that's what happens.
Yeah.
Got to give them time.
All right, man. We've talked about the Duke-Florida State game. We've talked about the Miami-Clemson game. We've talked about Utah and USC, and we've talked about Penn State and Ohio State.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah, man, that's it. That's it, guys. We're done with college football. Let's move on to the ALC. We're forgetting one other game. There was a big game this weekend in Tuscaloosa. Alabama versus the Tennessee Vols, and I'm going to eat my words on this one. I said the Vols big, and it looked like it for a half.
Vols big at the half?
Yeah, what I should have said. I said, Vols by 50 at half. That's what I should have said, but...
get this man the mustard.
Yeah,
nobody gave you the mustard.
Nobody gave your team the mustard after half, apparently.
They apparently didn't.
You know what? The final of this game was 34-20. At half, it was, 20-7?
20-7 Vols. Yep.
27 Vols. You know what? I'll let you have the floor here, bud.
Where do I start?
Go ahead. You start wherever you want to. It's your team.
First half, I was, on cloud nine. Second half, you could find me outside, throwing gravels at my house. I was livid. Milton had a good game. You cannot put this one on Milton. He went 28 for 41, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns. Great first half. Him and Squirrel White were absolutely tearing Alabama apart that first couple drives. That just kind of fizzled out. One big takeaway from that first half for me as a Tennessee Vols fan, if there's any Vols fans listening right here, we was 1 for 3 in the red zone. Our red zone
killer, man.
Issue.
Killer.
It's been an issue all year. I can't remember the exact percentage, but it's not good. When they get in the red zone, they go really vanilla with the offense, and it just looks like
they go Milli Vanilli?
Really vanilla.
Oh, okay. Like I said, Milli Vanilli.
Like vanilla.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah,
plain.
Yeah.
Bland.
Yeah, bland. That's right.
Bland.
Yes, sir.
Bland.
Very bland. But yeah, I don't know. It just really irked me because, we could have been up 21-0 or even 17-0, which obviously still wouldn't have been enough. But, you only get 13 points in that first quarter. Well, you had 3 drives in the red zone. And you had great field. I think they was on the 6 and the 5-yard line. So those are easy kicks, but still, thank God Heupel didn't go for it on that because the dude is 0 for 5 on his gambles this year in the past 2 games on 4th down. That's another thing too I could go into is on the 4th down calls. That was just absolutely horrid. But I don't want to get too wrapped up in that. Tennessee did have 404 total yards, 271 coming off the pass game, only 133 rushing yards, which is big. I said on Thursday night that Jalen Wright was going to have a big game. Didn't even show up. Run game wasn't even there. So that was a big thing that I said going into this. If they couldn't establish the run game, couldn't move Alabama, I didn't think they had a chance. It showed. So, that's what hurt them a lot. Bama had 358 total yards, 220 passing, 138 rushing. So it's pretty well about even on rushing, about even on passing. You turn this game off in the second quarter or at the halftime, you're like, oh, yeah, Vols going to win this one easy. That's just how they was dominating. Come out, third quarter, 2 plays in, Bama touchdown. I'm like, well, here they are. You just trying to talk me down.
Actually,
calm down, man. Calm
your
down.
Your exact words were, here they come.
Here they come. That's what I kept saying. Well, I knew it was going to happen. You're playing Nick Saban at Bama. They're going to play football. They're going to come. You better be ready. You cannot take your foot off the gas. I'm going to come. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Bama put the game away on a fumble. On that blind side. Our offensive line just was not there the second half. Our defense was gassed. Offense could not move the ball. Joe Milton was just lost. The play calling got terrible. It got even worse. I think they got scared. And big momentum shift when they scored that touchdown on 2 plays. And I think, Bama just ran with it from there. I mean, I can keep going. I know you got some
Go
comments
ahead.
coming.
You keep going. You keep going. I need you to say everything you need. I need you to get it out. I need you to feel better about it. I need you to be able to get
Feel
closure.
better.
I need you to get closure.
Feel better.
I
already got closure.
You sure?
Yeah, I already got closure. Now, if we did this segment yesterday, I told you I would not be able to do it because I needed to get my emotion out. But Tennessee history, this is a first for them. I mean, congrats, Tennessee. You got some new history. First time allowed 27 points unanswered in school history. So good job. Y'all self-imploded on the road. It's happened, happened at Florida. It happened again here. It happened last year at South Carolina. Heupel can coach at home. He's 12-0 at home. But when he goes on the road, he cannot complete the game. Penalties. My God, penalties at the end there.
Every game.
Back. Yeah, on the road.
Every game. But y'all are 10th in the country at penalty yards per game.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's a big difference when they're on the road. That's where they're racking all these.
What is Heupel, 0-9 on the road?
No, I don't know. I don't think it's that.
Or is it 0-9 against ranked teams on the road?
Probably 0-9 against ranked. Look that up. Because I don't. It's definitely not against just road teams because he has one road. He has one road SEC games. They might just not be ranked.
How do you feel about the Kentucky game upcoming next week? They decided to make that a night game in Kentucky.
If this one was at home, I'd feel more confident. I don't want to get too confident looking ahead. Kentucky struggled against Georgia. Kentucky lost to Missouri pretty bad. I think it was 38-20. Yeah, they lost to Missouri. I don't know. If you give me first half Vols for 4 quarters, I mean, they could be one of the best teams in the country. But I don't see it happening. Of course, I'm still going to pick my Vols. I never pick against them. But we can get into that one next week. But I'm feeling okay as far as confidence, about going into Kentucky. And biggest reason on that is just it's a road game.
Okay. You done? Is that your take on it? Is that it?
Yeah, I'll shut up there. I mean, I've been going, like 4 minutes?
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. I ain't got much.
Really?
I said
probably because you ain't got your voice.
No, I do. I got my voice, kind of. I was excited. It's like, man, ball's big. 20-7.5. They should have won this game. 40-14, based off how the trends were going. And they came out looking like a John Adams ran Lebanon Pioneer offense. It was like they stopped being so explosive. They stopped with – it's like Milton stopped running the ball. I think in the first half that was the big thing there. It was like, okay, the pass wasn't there. He was getting the first down with his legs, and then it stopped. It was like, oh, nope, let's go back to – let's contain Milton to the pocket. Let's not allow the run game to win this game. Like you said, my man Jalen Wright, nowhere to be found.
Didn't touch the ball hard.
Where was he at? Honestly, I put all this on Heupel. I'm not putting anything on Milton. The dude, in my eyes, played good. The red zone offense was terrible. I think the play calls were terrible. I don't understand.
Naturally.
I don't get why. You had your 4 minutes.
Oh, I thought this was an open debate podcast. Sorry.
I gave you 4 minutes.
Okay.
Nick Saban didn't change nothing.
I yield.
Nick Saban didn't change nothing in that second half. He came out there, played the same defense, same pass rush, same everything, and was like, you know what, we're going to stop Tennessee. We're going to do it the Bama way, and we're going to do it. And he came out and made you all look like.
Well, a big thing too there. I do want to go back to in Tennessee. Oh, can I comment?
Go ahead.
I mean, you look a little miffed.
Have the ground. Have it. Go ahead, talk about it.
But,
like I said, I want you to have closure.
I want you
to have closure. Yeah. I want you to be okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it circulating around, but when they hit that big bomb pass, on the second play in the open third quarter, go back and look at the social media on the hold there. They missed a like a headlock hold.
Nope.
Did you see that?
Nope.
Didn't see that?
Listen.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm just saying.
Nope.
Imagine if.
Nope.
What if?
Nope.
What if?
Nope.
What if that was called?
Nope. I don't care.
Does the momentum change?
I don't care.
Maybe not.
I don't care.
I'm not blaming the refs. Just saying.
But I don't care.
I know you're pointing the finger at Heupel.
Up 20-7.
Oh, I agree.
You go into that locker room and you say, hey, we're in Tuscaloosa. We're beating Bama 20-7. The job's not finished. Job's not finished. They needed Tim Tebow to run in there and be like, we got 30 minutes for the rest of our lives. And they came out and you tell what they did. They was like, you know what? Let's get the cigars. Let's go tell them to go ahead and tear the field goal post down in Knoxville. Let's everybody meet at Calhoun's. Let's all meet at the yachts on the Tennessee River. We're going to burn Knoxville down tonight because we're going to win 2 in a row. They already thought they had it in the bag.
Yeah, they did.
That all goes back to coaching. Heupel should have kept that team keyed in and be like, I don't care if we scored 20 in the first half. Well, I don't care if we're up 100. Let's get up 100 more. He didn't.
Yeah,
I went in the locker room. Let me talk. I don't know what was said in that locker room. I feel like the way you all played in the second half, it was like thank you for muting yourself. It was like Heupel didn't even come out or say anything at halftime. It was like, we got it. They ain't stopping us. And it was like your offense completely changed. The defense was lost. I'm just brick by brick is more like that would have been a great slogan to come out. Hey guys, this is one brick right here. We're up 20-7. Let's lay another brick and go up another 20. Nope. We're fine. We're up 20-7. If they score coming out of half, it's okay. We're still up 14-20. We're up 20-14. You all, that was the most embarrassing loss in the Heupel era. That was one of the most devastating losses in Tennessee program history. For the simple fact that you were up 20-7 against Alabama in Tuscaloosa. And not only were you up 20-7, you didn't score a single point in the second half. A single point. They outscored you all 27-0 in the second half.
Good job. Yeah, I mean, they scored 27 unanswered. Yeah, you let me back it up because you said this was his worst loss in coaching history.
Yeah, because it could have been one of his biggest.
I think it's his second worst loss. I think if you back it up last year, South Carolina, if they beat South Carolina, they're national title contender. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
But,
I still think South Carolina on the road last year was their worst loss and most humiliating.
I don't give you that because at the game, Hooker got hurt.
Yeah, but they lost 66-21. Hooker
got hurt, right?
Yeah, but they were already getting their butt, smacked before he got hurt.
Stop.
Okay.
Hooker got hurt. He was the leader of that team. He got hurt. That deflated that entire team. He was Superman last year. That dude couldn't miss a pass. He was in every moment. He got hurt. If I was on that team, I look back and like, oh my God. We're not unbeatable. And that game, the emotions, I don't know. This game right here, this is the games that you prove, okay, we're a good team. We're up 20-7 on Alabama in Tuscaloosa. We're walking the dog. Now let's show them that we're a great team, and let's show them that we're a great coaching staff. And it didn't happen.
Nope.
I hope Heupel didn't sleep last night. I hope he had him on the practice field this morning. That was terrible.
He probably didn't. He might have because they probably partied at half, like he said. But he might have.
But and then his post game interview, they asked about the refereeing or whatever.
And he paused. Yep.
You know what he should have said? I don't want to talk about the refs because if I would have came out and played my game and coached the team like I should have, we should have won this game.
There's always going to be missed calls on both sides.
Exactly. And I want to see him step up, though, and take responsibility. Like, he should have came out. If that would have been Nick Saban would be like, that's on me. That's not on those guys in that locker room. That's on me. But he sits there and pauses and doesn't say anything. Like, I don't know.
Heupel, you still got to look what Heupel's done.
I'm not taking away from what he's done.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree. It sucks. I mean, yesterday hurt pretty bad, but it is what it is. 5-2. Let's just keep moving, keep rolling on. Can't look at that game's already passed. Let's go ahead and start looking forward to Kentucky. Show out in Kentucky. I mean, ball out the rest of the season. Show some heart. Show that you are a great team, like you said. I mean, yeah, you did lose on the road to Bama. Who don't?
Johnny Manziel did. He did drunk.
I mean, okay. That's a crazy story, by the way. But yeah,
if you haven't watched the Netflix documentary on Johnny Manziel, you need to watch that.
I think the Vols are just a few key pieces, few things away from taking it to that next level, like they have, previously.
I like that take. I do like that take.
It's discipline, stupid penalties, discipline, and then just play calling. That's my biggest things, I think. And sure, we don't have the greatest quarterback right now, but again, if he's clicking, he is a D1 quarterback. Any of these guys can go off any moment. And he still went 28 for 41, 271 yards. So you cannot put this one on him. And just because we played scared that second half, we thought we had him. All we had to do was hold our lead.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way they came in.
See, y'all had room though. That was the thing. Y'all had room to make mistakes.
Oh yeah,
but you didn't have room to take your complete foot off the gas and be like, woo.
Just having our offense not move the ball. I can't remember what the drives were. It was like 9 drives. It was like 9 drives in the second half.
I don't even know what y'all
finished. Punt, 3 and out. And it's just constant. And that you play defense, you gassed.
Oh yeah, defense is done at that point.
That's why they couldn't hold up. I can't put this one on them either.
No, not at all. You got to put it on.
It was just piss poor second half.
The play calling was terrible. Like, if you take the script, like if I would have been hyper, like, all right, we did this in the first half. Okay, forget what our second half game plan is. Let's just come out and do this first half again. Repeat this first half, and if we make one mistake, 2 mistakes, we're okay.
Who cares? Yeah.
No, let's.
They had everything going for them in the first half. Everything. That pick, they had an interception in the end zone.
That was a nice
just
one.
A crazy,
nice one.
Yeah, crazy interception. Great play.
Never give up on a play.
The cornerback there. Yeah, and just that momentum and everything, and 3 drives in the red zone. But as soon as he got that fumble, man, golly, that one hurt. So I've seen that happen a lot. It happens in a lot of college teams. They have a chance to come down and at that point it was 20-27. So Tennessee had the ball, so they could have drove down, scored a touchdown, and we might be talking about a different segment today. But you give up that fumble, scoop, and score, that sealed it. And
I want to go back. I want to go back to your comment. You're talking about Tennessee being like almost that Georgia, Bama, top tier team, thing, Ohio State kind of level. I was with you with that. The talent's coming in. You got top tier talent. You're getting the players. You're not only getting those 5 stars. You're getting those players that fit the philosophy of what the team is trying to build. But the more and more I see things, man, I'm losing faith in Heupel as a head coach, because I'm not saying you need to fire him. I'm not saying you need to move on from him, but the lack of discipline this team shows, that goes back to the head coach. The play calling. Is he your play caller? Didn't he take responsibility of play calling again?
He took over, yeah.
I think. I don't know
if it's changed.
I haven't heard if it has. I think what he needs to do is he needs to go out there and get a top-tier offensive coordinator. And Heupel needs to get back and forget play calling. He needs to be a head coach. Because see, Kirby, his first couple of years at Georgia, the years before they started winning national titles, he was in charge of play calling and wanting to call the defense. He was wanting to call the defense. And then he was like, you know what? I can't do it because I'm losing this part of being a head coach. And since he done that, that's when Georgia started clicking off these wins. And I'll even go back to even Virginia Tech. That was what made Frank Beamer so good. Back in his earlier days, he was the one calling the plays on offense. Then he got away from that. He's like, you know what? I'll focus on special teams. I'll get me an offensive coordinator, and I got Bud Foster to call the defense. And that's when coaches thrive. When these head coaches try to do more than just the job of the head coach, that's when these teams struggle. And I think it's showing up here with Tennessee right now.
Maybe. People, we never do talk about previous offensive coordinators or how big of an impact. You look at Clemson. We talked about this last segment. Alex Golesh for Tennessee. He went on to coach at USF, UCF,
the Bulls,
USF,
doubles.
Yeah, so he went there to coach. That was kind of a big blow to Tennessee that people are overlooking, because Golesh was a very, very, very good offensive coordinator. So, you got a first-year coordinator in there too, so we got to, put that in perspective. But at the end of the day, no excuses. Your top-tier program, you got the money, you got the funds, you got the recruits, you got every resource you could possibly want at Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So you better come down there and play ball all 4 quarters. So if you're a Tennessee fan like me, you are not satisfied.
I hope not.
Because we're doing this Brick by brick, baby. Brought out the brick.
Dude just brought out a brick.
Brought out the brick.
I don't even know where you got that from.
Brick by brick.
I don't even know.
I took it from outside. Grabbed it from outside. Yeah, brick by brick, man. You know, Butch Jones in the house, Arkansas State.
Wow.
Yeah, no. Heupel's definitely not Butch Jones. I know you've used that reference before. You're like, oh, I'm seeing some Butch Jones. I don't think he is. I think he's proven that, he's a totally different coach in a way. But, like you said, the discipline, they got to get this road game discipline figured out, period. If you can't win on the road, you're not going to advance to that next level. It's plain and simple.
You're right, man. I mean, I don't know. Let's get off this one before we continue on.
Let's move on. Yeah, just wanted to get my brick in there.
I'm glad you got your brick in there. I'm glad you feel better. You okay?
Oh, I'm good. I feel good.
You may cancel the therapy session for tomorrow?
No, I still leave it.
Okay. Yeah. Another question's been asked. People start the Rumbles. They got one loss. It's only to Texas. Bama SEC favorite?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, Georgia don't have Brock Bowers. I still think Tennessee could beat Georgia. They're tough at home. Y'all are coming to Tennessee this year. That could be an epic game, depending on how these next couple of games go for Tennessee. I'm looking forward to that one. I think it'll be good.
I think it's going to be a great one, and
I really do.
I don't know if I want to go ahead and kind of get it out there. We've got some big plans coming up.
Already?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get that
already.
Out there. I mean, we're right here. Let's get there. We're a month away.
Episode 5, you want to release this?
Yeah, let's release it. We got some big news coming. We got a hookup from, I don't know if y'all watched the last podcast, episode 4. Caleb Johnson hooked us up. Me and Castle and Caleb will be at the UT Georgia game in Knoxville, in Neyland. We were hoping Tennessee would run the table and get some game day down there, but we're going to do a lot of work down there. We're going to do a lot of clips. We're going to interview some students. We're going to interview maybe get a chance to interview some athletes during the dog walks and stuff like that. It's going to be real fun.
Did you say dog walk?
Yeah, dog walk. Georgia, the team. The
team
we're going down there to watch.
I guess you're going to be on the other side. You're going to be on the visitor's side.
The dog walk.
We'll just have to split up. It's the Vol walk, baby.
It's the dog walk.
Jeez.
Go Dogs. Go Dogs. But yeah, we're really hyped about it. We got a lot of stuff working in our head about what we're going to do. So that week, we're actually going to do the podcast. It's going to be his side of it is going to be UGA Hate Week. Mine is going to be UT Hate Week. We're really going to go in depth on some history of the rivalry and stuff like that. So we're really looking forward to that game that week.
Yeah.
But be on the lookout for some stuff like that. No, Bama is not the favorite in SEC.
Still not.
No.
That's your take.
No.
Who do you got favorite? Georgia?
Georgia.
Well, they are still undefeated, so I get your point. But
and we don't know.
You don't have your star tight end.
But it's it's just like the year.
You all have Florida this week, right?
The team in Gainesville.
Oh, that'd be Florida.
Who?
That's the neutral site. Too,
yeah,
right?
It's in Jacksonville.
Site. Okay.
I look back at this. Delt is starting. Ooh.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Can you do that as a Tennessee fan?
Oh, Tennessee? What? I'm not a Tennessee fan.
Oh.
Go Gators! Go Gators!
Oh. Ooh.
I'm just kidding. Gator hater. But, yeah, that could be interesting. Georgia.
Bama still got LSU. LSU could
I know. LSU's offense is very, very good.
Very good
right now.
Very good, yes.
Jaden Daniels is tearing it up. So, yeah. We'll get into those. But, man, we've been talking about college football for a minute.
I know, right?
I could go on about the Vols all night.
Right, me too.
I'm sure viewers don't want to listen to that.
I don't know. They like college football.
Yeah, that's true. That's a sad little violin playing, though, for us Vols fans. So I don't know if they want to listen to that all night. But let's get into some baseball real quick. We're coming up on the hour.
Yeah.
So let's get into the ALCS. This is currently ongoing right now. Yes, it is. So when you all hear this, you'll probably already know the outcome of the game. Are we getting
a Game 7?
Yeah, we're going to get a Game 7.
We're going to get a Game 7.
It's top of the 8th right now. Rangers up 4-2. Rangers do have a runner on second.
What is it?
So this could get interesting. I like, I'm happy to see this. I love a 7-game.
I don't know,
series.
man. It's bottom 8, top 8. Sorry, top 8.
Top 8.
Sorry.
There's still time. There's still time. I mean, look at last game. Look at what Altuve did in the top of the ninth.
That's very true. Very true. A lot of baseball left. I hope the Rangers win this. I think if it's Astros Phillies, I think the Phillies win this. And if anybody's listening to the podcast or anybody knows me, anybody but Philly at this point, and I feel like Philly's out for blood if they play Astros because the Astros put them out last year in the World Series. Still got hoping the D-backs been able to pull out that series. D-backs, I mean, they're putting their pitching up there, and it's like the star pitchers are not performing, but the guys you don't expect are the ones shutting down the Phillies. And
I don't want to get into NLCS just yet because I know we got that coming up.
Yeah.
But I want to go back a game, since this is ongoing right now, and we haven't had to talk about the last game, with the Rangers and the Astros. Adolis Garcia
Made a
hits
bad
a home
move.
run, makes a little strut. Next at bat gets pegged with a heater high and in. What's your take on that?
I mean, listen, I'm a big fan of old school baseball, and I mean, everybody knows I love the Braves. I love Ronald Acuna. But if I was the opposing pitcher, I'd probably try to hit. I'd at least back him off the play. I'm not going to try to hit you every time, but I'm going to back you off the play. You're going to showboat off. Okay, I made a mistake. Pitch. You showboat. You just hit the ball 465 feet. Good job. That's enough. You just pimped that ball 467 feet. That's enough to humiliate me. You don't have to sit there and rub it in my face. And if you go back to old school, you go back to Nolan Ryan, you go back to Roger Clemens, you go back to the Greg Maddux days, Randy John. I mean, I know that's not all old school, but Pedro Martinez. You go back to Sandy Koufax, people like that. You pimp their balls, they're throwing at your head the next time, and they're trying to hit you in the head. So, and if you go back to the game before, or Garcia, game 3, 4, 5, or whatever, Garcia hit a home run, 3-run home run. He spiked the bat going down the baseline. That rubbed him wrong there. Then he kind of strutted on this home run. You got away with it.
How old is Garcia?
28, 29. He's up there because this is his second stint with the Astros. He's been with 9 teams. He's been cut every time. And then he finally made a home with the Astros, or with the Rangers.
He's doing pretty good with the Rangers.
He is. He's finally found a home.
I like a little strut. I'm not gonna lie. I like.
But I don't think you need
to ball.
You know what?
You just hit a ball 465 feet. You're allowed to strut a little bit.
If you want to go down the first baseline and look at your team and kind of hype them up, okay, that's one thing. But
it's the playoffs.
If you sit there and stare at it, if you sit there and flip the bat 50 feet in the air and you look at my pitcher and you try to humiliate my team, okay.
But he's trying to get in their head.
I don't think Abreu meant to hit him. 100% do not believe he meant to hit him, whether he did or not. My opinion is
Abreu got a 2-game suspension for those.
And I think he's going to appeal it, so he'll be able to pitch again. Dusty Baker, yeah. But the thing that got me is, why did Dusty Baker get ejected?
I don't know. I guess he was mouthing off about him getting it. Maybe mouthing about him taking a.
I wasn't watching in that very moment. I was out and about, but I did see the highlights of it, and I don't know, that kind of shocked me there. But I mean, I think he messed up. I think he messed up. You made the Astros mad. You had him on the ropes. It was like I know you don't like Altuve. I'm not a big fan of Altuve either, but he said it right. Like, you messed up. You pissed him off, and they had him on the ropes. The Rangers had him on the ropes in that very moment, and you pissed him off. And now here we are. It's a 4-2 game, and if Houston ends up getting some runs, gets 3 runs here, they win this and they're in the World Series. I mean, the Rangers went from not losing a postseason game to losing 3 in a row?
3 in a row. Yep, gave up 3 in a row. I gave the stat on this last pod, but I think it's teams that are 2-0 or 75 of 89 or whatever have went on to advance. I think the Rangers are going to tie this one up 3-3, and I think we are going to see Game 7. Can't remember what me and you said at the beginning of this series. I think we both said 6 or 7.
I think we both said 7. Then I was like, you know what, Rangers in 6. Because I wanted to disagree with you. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I do think it'll go 7. I don't know who'll pitch tomorrow because right now Evaldi's pitching. So it might be Montgomery maybe tomorrow for Rangers. Houston will probably go with their boy.
Let me look see if they've got projected starters.
Verlander probably.
Ooh, could we get a Max Scherzer Verlander Game 7?
I don't think they'll put Scherzer in there after his last start. He got blown up, so he gave up 5 runs.
They do.
Could very well be. I'd go with Montgomery, honestly. He's looked solid.
So the World Series could start Friday? Oh, right here. It would be Game 7 if necessary. It would be Monday. And it would be... I don't see nothing there.
It probably won't come out till tomorrow, probably.
See if I can get something here.
Just, depending on what happens.
Check my sources.
But while he's looking at that, again, we're watching this live, so you already know the score. But I do think that the Rangers tie
They
this
should
one
pull
up.
this off.
We'll see a 7-7. And I hope that Evan Carter has a better game than the last game. They had a chance in the bottom of the ninth. The Rangers did to come back because the Houston ended up beating them 5-4 last game. But Evan Carter was at the plate with runners on first and second with 2 outs, and he ended up striking out. So that was his lowest point in his career so far.
You very well could
too
see.
bad.
There's no pitchers announced for Game 7 if they have it, if necessary. But you very well could see a Verlander with Scherzer because Scherzer's on rest and Verlander will be ready to go tomorrow. And I think the Astros would pitch Verlander.
Yeah, they're pitching Verlander. I'd be very surprised if they didn't.
I mean, it's a coin flip. I mean, do the Rangers? I mean, they got Evaldi tonight. They pitched Evaldi to win this game, obviously, to take it to Game 7.
I pitched Jordan Montgomery.
You picked Montgomery, but I mean, both of them did just as bad. And I mean, who's got Game 7 experience? Who's been there? I'm pitching Scherzer tomorrow if I'm the Rangers. Whether he does bad or not, I'm pitching Scherzer tomorrow.
Nah, I'm going to go with Jordan Montgomery. It's his time to shine.
Come on, man. We would need the Verlander-Scherzer matchup. That would be historic.
As a fan, sure.
Yes.
But I want the Rangers to win.
Here we are, though. Here we are talking. I don't know. I think Scherzer's pissed off, though. He ain't going to have that same outing again. And here we are saying this, and we're going to wake up in the morning and Asher's going to hit a walk-off grand slam win again.
Probably.
So, yeah.
They'll probably do it while we're doing the pod. Probably wrapping up the pod.
I'll be really upset.
I'll be extremely upset. For those that don't know, I'm a huge Yankees fan. So, again, you can guess who I'm going to cheer for.
Right.
So,
well, let's move on to the NLCS. The one I really hate talking about.
I know you try to jump to it because you're such a Phillies fan, but
ouch.
I wanted to hold you back just a little bit.
Ouch. I don't want to talk about it now. I don't want to talk about it. I hate the Phillies. Anybody but Philadelphia. And you know what? I even hate the shirts that are out there that say, everybody hates us because they can't be us. I don't want to be a Philly fan. Nope.
Yeah, it does. Like, hey, move your big head. Move your big head so viewers can see. What's that behind his big head right there at the end? Philly. Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah, block it.
That's the if y'all
Phillies
watch,
pin it.
If y'all watch, this is the stadiums I've been to. There actually should be another one up there, Cleveland one. I can't find the Indians one because they discontinued it. I just started this whole pennant thing. But actually, these are the pennants I'm getting from every stadium I go to. And me and Castle are going to try to visit every park. And I've been to 5 and need another one up there. But the Indians one is like impossible to find unless I'm going to pay $109 for it on eBay. And I really don't want a Guardians one. So that's why it's not up there. But that's why Philly's up there. I went to actually those 3 parks, Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Philly all this year. It was freaking awesome. So as a fan of baseball, it was great. But let's go on.
Yeah, shout out to Philly.
Then we all about it.
I missed this prediction. I had Philly winning this in 5. They should have. They let one slip by while they was down in Arizona, but they did end up winning last night 6-1. So I do think this series is coming back home. Tomorrow night you're going to see Aaron Nola. I think he's going to face Kelly tomorrow night, Merrill Kelly. So
he already pissed off the Philly fans too because he said their fan base don't mean nothing.
Yeah, Kelly has a 3.19 ERA. Aaron Nola is a 0.99 ERA, and very, very good at the minute right now for Philly. Philly's bats are hot, man. Their pitching looks like it's there. It's postseason. They look good.
Zach Wheeler is absolutely dominating.
Amazing. 7 innings last night. I
don't think he's went less than 7 innings in any outing.
Yeah, his ERA's got to be way down
minimal.
there now.
1 run a game.
Yeah, I think it's close to Aaron Nola's. Him and Aaron Nola are two very good aces.
Hey, I need Nola to keep doing what he's doing in postseason. I got a baseball card of his that has a piece of his jersey, and it's signed and autographed by him. And the better he does, the more money I have in my investment. So I guess if that's one positive.
Do you have anything for Bryce Harper? Because that dude's going to be worth millions.
Who?
Bryce Harper, baby. Showing up in the playoffs.
Kyle Schwarber.
Kyle Schwarber too, Schwarbomber. He's got what now, 11? Yeah,
yep,
11 home runs.
He's the all-time leading home run hitter in NLCS history. Past Albert Pujols, who had 10. You know what's really sad here before we continue diving
How old is Kyle Schwarber?
29, 30.
39?
29,
what?
29 or 30.
Yeah. No way.
Yes, hold on. I'll look it up. You
look it
give
up.
me a take while I'm looking at it.
Dude, I thought he was way older than that. How long was he? He was with the Cubs forever.
Yeah.
Is that where he started?
I think he started with the Nats, maybe. But he was with the Cubs.
Wow. Yeah, I knew he was with the Cubs in 2016 when they won the World Series. But Wow.
30 years old.
I thought he's
March
30. Wow.
March 5th, 93.
He's already got 11 in the postseason.
All right, here's my take with Kyle Schwarber. I want to talk about this real fast. The Cubs let him walk because they didn't want to pay him $5 million. Cubs let him walk. Said, nope, we don't want to pay $5 million after you won a World Series.
That's when they's cleaning. They's cleaning house.
But they let him walk for $5 million. And then Philly picked him up for $3.2 million.
Wow.
And here we are.
Yeah. And how much did the Cubs pay Swanson? Dansby Swanson? 10 million?
A lot.
8 million?
10,
something like
10
that.
million,
How's that working out for you, Chicago?
Hey, speaking of Chicago, they say Bellinger maybe a Yankee next year.
Hey, I'll take that.
He don't get in big markets.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's why I'll take it.
Cody.
Yeah, anytime.
Sorry.
But anyway, let's get back to the main reason
NLCS.
with Philly. Bryce Harper. Harper has 16 home runs total in his playoff career. This postseason, Hess, are you ready for your man stats? Are you ready?
Yeah, why not?
35 at-bats, 14 runs, 12 hits, 5 homers, 8 ribbies, and a batting average of .343. What a guy. Braves killer, folks. I'm looking forward to this. I think Philly brings it home tomorrow, and they get revenge in the World Series. I really do think Philly's a favorite after watching these teams. If they stay hot like they have, I don't know. Could be interesting. Who you got? Appreciate the applause there. Really do.
You're welcome.
Really do. Hess, huge Philly fan, guys.
Yeah, you want another one?
Hey, you want to do a bet?
What's the bet?
Philly wins World Series, you got to buy a shirt. How about that? I'll wear a Braves shirt.
No. Hold on.
Houston. Oh, no. Never mind. I think that you're going to pick Houston. Oh.
I will take anybody but Philly. Anybody. So, if the D-backs, Houston, Rangers, if Philadelphia wins the World Series, I will buy a Bryce Harper jersey.
Oh, God.
I'll buy the jersey.
He'll probably set it on fire.
No. And I'll wear it for one podcast, and then I will give it to you.
Oh, man. I like this.
As a Christmas present. If not, you have to wear an Altuve t-shirt.
Oh, sorry. I had my wire attached to my headset here. Sorry. I thought you said Altuve.
Hold on. My Apple Watch is calling. It's Boone on the thing. He's telling me you're...
Oh.
They're throwing a curveball.
It don't matter. We didn't win the World Series. All right.
Sorry
let's
about
move
that, guys.
on
We're a
down.
little toasty about that.
We're not too. Let's not get into that. That's past us.
Let's be better.
Let's be like. Let's be present.
Let's be present.
Let's be present. Who was it we was talking about? It was a batter for the Phillies.
Kyle Schwarber.
Last segment. No.
Trey Turner.
No.
Brian
My
Braun.
mind's blanking on. Nope.
Nick Castellanos.
I
was just trying not to get you to say Harper.
Yeah, it wasn't Harper.
Oh, thank God.
Could not think of his name at the minute. But anyway, be like him. Be present. Don't live in the past.
Okay.
Shout out to Philly. So let's move on down. We talked about baseball for about 15 minutes. Me some baseball.
Love baseball.
Hate to see it wrapping up, but it's I love the World Series.
I'm pumped about the World Series. Whoever's in the World Series, I'm pumped about the World Series. I love the World Series. I've watched it.
Yeah, anybody but Houston.
Anybody but Philly. I know you. I know you have listeners out there. Other than one guy, we're not even gonna mention his name because he's such a Philly fan, but he likes a lot of our stuff and talks about them. I'm not gonna mention it. Anybody but Philly.
Love it.
All right, NFL news. The Broncos won a game.
Yeah, they're now what, 2-5?
2-5, baby. 2-5, making a run at it.
2-5 against the Packers.
Yeah, big Packers. Got the Chiefs coming up. Watch out, Chiefs Kingdom. We're coming for you.
Is that a Thursday night game?
No,
with
it's
the Chiefs?
a Sunday night game.
Oh, it's a Sunday night game at Denver.
Yes.
Wow.
But we're not even going to talk about it anymore. That's all I wanted to say. I had to get that in there because I don't know how many times I'm going to be able to say Denver won a game.
I think you got a couple more.
I just want to say that. I
think you got a couple more in you. Biggest NFL news. Of course, Lincoln Riley to the NFL. I think that was one of her hottest takes. I was reading a Sports Illustrated email earlier. Not an email, but you get what I'm saying.
Sports Illustrated email you, man. Way to go.
Yeah, they've been emailing me
Nice.
statistics.
Oh, man.
But I was reading a blog rather.
Yeah.
Just a rumor at the moment. That's all I'm seeing. Fans want him out. Apparently, that's the
USC's not happy.
Biggest takeaway. How long's Lincoln Riley been there now? 3 years?
This is his second year.
4 years? Second year. Oh, okay.
Because he left Oklahoma when they had Caleb Williams and the whole Spencer Rattler thing. Spencer Rattler transferred out because he thought Caleb Williams was staying there, and then he went to
Gotcha. Man, 2 years. Give the guy time, dude.
Not at USC.
I know, but I think they'll be fine if they just.
Well, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people talking though that I hate we're going to talk about a little college football here, but there's a lot of people talking like the Pac-12 is going away. He left Oklahoma because he knew they was going to the SEC and he couldn't win there. So now it's like they're leaving the Pac-12 going to the Big Ten. He's afraid he can't be the top dog there because that's Ohio State Michigan's conference. So it's like he's running from competition. That's what it looks like. And that's where the USC fans are getting aggravated at, I think.
I get it. They don't want mediocrity. So I get it. But yeah, that's like the biggest NFL news I saw today.
Other than the fact that we were going to talk about the Ravens and Lions incredible game and it ended up being a brutal beatdown.
Yeah, the Ravens won 38-6.
Shout out Jordan Stout. Did you get the punt much today?
Probably not have to, yeah. This is the first time, shout out to locals and the pros, this is the first time James Mitchell and Jordan Stout have both faced each other.
James Mitchell is from Union High School, which is in Big Stone Gap, Virginia, and Jordan Stout's from Honaker High School, Honaker Tigers, Honaker, Virginia. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. They're both about, I think Big Stone Gap's about 35, 40 minutes from us, and then Honaker is about 30 minutes from us. So.
Yeah, 20, 30.
Yeah.
Pretty cool to see.
Well, it was cool. They took a picture together. That was pretty cool.
They did. Yeah, I saw that. So that was cool. That was a highlight of that game for me.
I was really hoping.
I was very boring.
I was hoping to come into this and be like, "Man, what a game! Did you watch that?" And the Ravens.
Yeah, that was the biggest one I was hyped for. I'm a big. I like the Lions.
Yeah, I love Dan Campbell.
So that one surprised me. I didn't expect them to go to 5-2. Lamar Jackson had a heyday though. He went 21 for 27, 357
helped my fantasy team.
Yards. Yeah, he had a day.
Yes, he did.
One other topic before we go. That I meant to mention on NFL news, the Patriots beat the Bills.
Beat the Bills, and also some news out of there. We broke it this morning. I got word about it, seeing it floating around. Bill Belichick signed an extension. I know we was talking about Belichick maybe being out. Maybe they move on from him, Mac Jones, that whole situation. Looks like Belichick's staying for a couple more years, at least 2 to 3 more years. He'll be New England's head coach, signing a lucrative multi-year deal with them this morning. So Bill Belichick's staying. They must be going to continue to try to keep him there and continue to build what they got.
Yeah, Jones had a good game.
Like you said, he came out and beat the Bills today.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Bills. I mean, Josh Allen, I think
there's something wrong with him and Stephon Diggs.
They're 4-3 with that roster, and they were projected to be like Super Bowl. Should be Super Bowl.
I mean, they were projected to be this whole. Look, they should be 5-1 right now, like with the Dolphins.
Yeah, look what they did to Miami. You know, I mean, when that offense is clicking, it's clicking.
Yep.
Josh Allen's just had a rough couple games.
Yep.
I'd like to see the Bills turn this one around. I'm a big Josh Allen fan. So I'd like to see him turn it around, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Also, too, before you get it, I was going to give an update on a game that's currently ongoing right now, the Eagles and Dolphins.
Fourth quarter.
It is currently in the fourth quarter. The Eagles are up 24-17.
Yep, 24-17. It's been a good game. Been a real good
game.
Very good game. Hope the Dolphins come back in this one. I'd like to see it. I like seeing Miami do good. It's pretty cool. But I don't know.
You don't like Philly.
I like that. I do like Jalen Hurts though. I'm kind of a fan of him. He's a good kid.
Yeah.
This is cool though. I seen a comment he made. He said if Tua, the media tried to turn it to like, oh, Tua took your job at Bama, and he's like, if it wouldn't have been for Tua, he wouldn't be the player he is today. So Tua pushed him to be what he is. So that's pretty cool. This game's, like I said, y'all, by the time y'all listen to this in the morning, y'all are going to know the final of this one. I'm hoping the Dolphins come back and win this one, but it looks like the Eagles may pull this one off. It's going to be a fourth quarter game, looks like. I want to run through some scores in the NFL throughout the week. Anything that stood out? Like I said, my Broncos won 19-17. Go Denver. First home win of the season. Played a very lackluster Packers team that has started out high and just bottomed out. Browns won a slugfest. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but they called a pass interference at the end of that game. That was the most horrendous non-pass interference call I've ever seen. They called pass interference. The Colts got
Browns 4-2.
Yeah, Browns 4-2, and the Colts got screwed out of that game. But that was 39-38 Browns. We said the Patriots won the day 29-25. Giants with a kind of an upset win over the Commanders, 14-7.
Yep.
We talked about the Ravens game. The Bears with the Division II quarterback.
The Bears.
Who actually played against UVA Wise in 2018. He threw 3 picks against UVA Wise and had a terrible game. Actually got benched in that game. Got his first NFL start in that game. And the Bears ended up winning 30-20. It was – didn't see that coming, but his name was rookie Tyson Bagnett. 3 touchdown drives in place for Justin Fields. Bears won that game 30-12. I think Josh McDaniels needs to be fired and let go again in Oakland. Or not Oakland, sorry, Las Vegas. Falcons pulled out a close one against Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers 16-13.
That surprised me.
Another upset win today. The Steelers won 24-17 over the Rams. Seahawks beat the Cardinals 20-10. Chiefs in an absolute offensive implosion won 31-17 over the Chargers. And then the Thursday night score, I missed this one. I said the Saints defense, but I missed this one. Jacksonville 31-24 over the Saints. And then tomorrow night,
I picked the Jags.
And then Monday night game, go ahead and get our prediction in on this one. 49ers Vikings. What do you think, bud?
49ers.
Bounce back.
Yeah,
49ers.
Yeah. Vikings still don't have Justin Jefferson. He's still out. Vikings, I think last week, I think they won without Justin Jefferson, if I'm not mistaken. They had a good game last week. Yeah. So, I don't know. This week's been weird.
It has been weird.
Patriots beating the Bills. And
the game is in Minnesota, so.
Steelers winning in L.A., which I picked the Steelers. But
of course you did.
Pickett looked pretty good there in the fourth quarter.
Pickens. Go Dogs.
Yeah. But let's move on to golf real quick, and then we'll do our last minute thoughts. ZOZO Championship.
How about my man, Colin Morikawa? Said it Thursday he was going to win, and he walked away with this whole thing.
You should have bet on him. I hope you did.
I didn't.
That's tough.
Yeah, I know.
Talk about it, be about it.
I know, right? Put your money where your mouth is, right?
Exactly. Shot 14 under. Round 4, he shot a 7 under. Bogey free, 63.
63 round, yeah, that's what I was going to say, 63.
He shot a 63.
Yeah.
He wanted this one. He talked about it. First win in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's only 26 years old. Coming off him, Morikawa came onto the scene really hot. He now has 6 PGA Tour wins, including 2 major championships, 2020 PGA Championship and 2021 Open Championship, winning both of those in his debut.
Yep.
So he came in really hot, and then he's just, kind of simmered off, and welcome to the pros, I guess, unless you're Tiger Woods. So good to see him bounce back. And, he's always Colin Morikawa is usually top 25 almost every tournament. So that was a big paycheck.
I should have put money on that.
I think the payout on that was 8.5.
Yeah, it was 8.5 million.
Yeah, so that's a pretty nice little payday for him.
Did you see Justin Thomas's
for 4 rounds of golf?
Did you see Justin Thomas's chip off the cart path?
Yes, clean as it was. He does that all the time.
That was beautiful. Absolutely.
My favorite play though in that whole tournament was Ricky Fowler's chip over those trees. That was
a nice shot too.
That was really nice.
That
was beautiful.
I want to say this. I think the PGA needs to.
Ricky Fowler.
I mean, I know they got to play overseas to get it like this, but I love this whole. I can come home in the evening and watch golf in the evening, and I don't have to watch it in the middle of the day. Like I don't know. It was. Yeah. I love that. That was great. Primetime golf. I think that would be really good for golf. Get their ratings up. I think a lot more people would understand the hype that a lot of these people love about golf. So.
Just go play golf. You'll fall in love.
It's great.
Actually, let me take that back. You'll either absolutely hate it or you absolutely love it. Or you're so bad you love it, but you drink a lot.
Exactly.
So you love it.
Exactly, yes. So either A, you become an alcoholic, or you're good at golf. One or the other.
One of the two. Something's going to happen out there.
Love
you're either going to be really, really good at golf or bad alcohol.
I promise you'll have plenty of stories to tell as well. Like, I love golf.
Golf's good.
Golf right now. But yeah, I should have put money on that. Why did I not put money on that?
Don't worry. Next week, I got you.
Oh, okay.
Next week, I'll make sure you put money on something. We'll bet on something.
Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, man, let's get ready to wrap this one up, man. What episode this has been? Episode 5, right? Yeah, episode 5.
Yeah.
Man, they're clicking off, ain't they? Look at this.
Right. 5 in.
Before we get to our last minute thoughts again, I just want to thank everybody who's been listening. I want to thank everybody who's been following us on social media. I know we say it every time, but guys, we it doesn't go unnoticed. I don't want you to think the messages we receive that we don't respond to, or the comments we see. Like, we see them all, man. Like, I send Castle screenshots, he sends me screenshots of when we see something. Like, we love it. From our YouTube to our Twitter to our Facebook page, our TikTok. I mean, we're on it all the time, watching it, and then we truly didn't see this coming. We didn't see it being as successful as we think it's been. Eventually, we're going to work out, get some stuff. We're going to get probably some more shirts. If you guys get interested in it, we're going to have some shirts, some merch. We're working on some big things. This thing's only slowly. We're going to keep grinding. We're slowly growing. We're going to try to just keep taking this thing as far as it's going to go. We love doing it. We love the feedback. Keep it coming, good or bad. And again, thank you guys. Again, another local podcast if you're enjoying us, but you want to hear a more local side of sports with high school sports talk. It's Cameron Barbado and Jeremiah Lester, Jamar. They talk a lot about high school sports. They've had some great high school coaches. They've had Shane Wicks from Honeacre on there. They had a really good podcast with Greg Teester, who was the head coach at Hurley. Actually, his son, I watched him play some youth football. His son's going to be an absolute stud. The kid's 9 years old and should probably be on varsity. He's that good already. They're doing some great things over there. They also talk a lot of UFC. If you're big into UFC fighting, me and Castle, we watch the big fights sometimes here and there, but we don't follow it that much. Keep tabs on it. They also talk college football. They give a different side of it, and it's good to hear. And like I said, if you get a chance listening, they're on Spotify, they're on YouTube, they're on all social medias. Give them a shout out and give them a listen if you enjoy what you're hearing here at Tyler's Talk with Sports. But we'll get into our last minute thoughts. The question here that we're kind of wondering is, the SEC overrated in college football this year? What do you think, bud?
I would say compared to previous years, yes. The SEC doesn't look like they are the top dog this year. I think right now you got to look at the Pac-12. Granted, USC's kind of backing off now. But at a moment, I mean, you have Washington, Oregon, Oregon State, USC. You still got to include them. USC, who else? Washington State until they just got embarrassed. I go with the Pac-12, probably the best division right now in college football.
I'm not Big Ten.
It's weird. Really weird. Yeah, Big Ten's good too, but myself, I'm gonna lean on the Pac-12.
Pac-12 in their final year, coming out being the best conference of football. That's crazy. I kind of agree with you in a way. I think what it is the SEC. I feel like a lot of their teams have just been, they're good, but they're not. You're not seeing the Joe Burrow offenses. You're not seeing the Georgia defense where they're only holding the teams to like
it's up and down
7 points
every week.
You're not seeing the Hendon Hooker explosive offensive plays. Bama doesn't have that big name player on offense. Florida's very lackluster. LSU's been up and down. I mean, you're not seeing that, but
consistency. The only team I've seen consistency is Georgia. But even if you look at that, look at y'all at Auburn.
Yeah.
It didn't show up really. Still won the game, but you've watched Georgia this year. They're not. I don't know. I mean, I can't count them out because it is Georgia. They are back to back. But I'm still leaning like Washington, Oregon. They look really good.
So Georgia going to be 3-time national champion, back to back to back.
To three-peat would be extremely difficult, especially if you don't have your star tight end.
He should be back by then.
If you make it there.
Mm-hmm.
You got to win without him.
Can Georgia run the table without him?
The rest of the season?
Mm-hmm.
I think Tennessee gives you a scare because that game is at home, and Neyland is going to be insane.
Heupel's never lost a game.
He's 12-0. Only if Tennessee wins till that game. If Tennessee loses before a game, it already don't mean anything, really, if you think about it. But
it means more for Georgia than it does Tennessee at this point.
It does at this point. So, Tennessee's going to come out maybe with that, we got nothing to lose attitude. So that game could be interesting.
And
that would be nice.
I think the SEC, I agree with you, though. Pac-12 is looking really good. I put the Big Ten probably second. close or tie.
Yeah.
I say 1A, 1B, those two, and then the SEC falls behind.
Yeah.
But my last little thing here on the last minute thoughts, I know we've had some NASCAR fans reach out to us and they want to talk about some NASCAR, and I just want to throw out some things there today. I watched the end of that race today at Homestead, Miami. Christopher Bell came away with the win to lock himself into the Final Four playoff race at Phoenix. You got Kyle Larson locked in, who made a terrible mistake going on pit road. I don't know what he was thinking. He tried to get close on the bumper, Ryan Blaney going in, and hit the sand barrels at the end of pit road. It looked like he didn't know what he was doing. Ended his day, but he's locked in with the win that he had last week. So right now you got Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson locked in the championship 4. Denny Hamlin and Ryan Blaney had a little scuffle on the track. Ryan Blaney said, pretty much called him a hack, said Denny complains about everybody else, but he does the same things, and he got what was coming to him when Denny either blew a tire or something broke. He hit the wall, was in third place. Right now, though, your championship 4 is Larson locked in, Christopher Bell in second locked in with the win. And then on points, it looks like William Byron's going to make it. He's 48 points ahead of the cutoff. And then you have Ryan Blaney, who's 7 points ahead of the cutoff. So it's going to be really hard for Denny Hamlin or Truex. Chris Buescher's a must-win at Martinsville. Denny and Truex could probably point their way in, and I think Tyler Reddick's 10 points out. So they could point their way in, but it looks like it's definitely going to be a must-win situation at Martinsville. That's going to be a good race next week. But I will go ahead and say, for Tyler Music and all those NASCAR fans out there, your Final 4 for the championship 4 at Phoenix is going to be C-Bell, Kyle Larson. I'm going to say Denny squeaks his way in. I'm going to say Ryan Blaney, and I think Larson will be your champion in NASCAR when it's all said and done. But we'll see. C-Bell's is racing really good right now, so we'll see. But that's my last-minute thoughts. I want to get some NASCAR plugs in there. Go Avalanche. They're winning with hockey. Go my Avalanche. Had to throw that out there too. But like I said, we're covering it all. We may not talk about it, but we are watching it. And Cass is watching things that I'm not watching. I'm watching things he's not watching.
Yeah, I'm not watching NASCAR. I'm just going to throw that out there.
But, guys, that's it. That's episode 5. We appreciate everybody that listens. Again, if you're not already following us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, get that follow out there. Give us a like. Give us a rating, good or bad. We love it.
Yep.
Appreciate everything, guys. Thank y'all.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.